I'm doing a little test here. If you see me online, let me switch my camera. I'm doing a little test on Saturday morning. I usually stream on Friday nights, but it's Saturday morning. I'm kind of calling this the after show. If you come in here, what I want to do is, this is my old phone. I'm filming on my new phone. Let's adjust this camera a little bit better. Hi, whoever you are. Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm kind of doing a test. I'm doing a test on Saturday morning. I don't normally stream on Saturday mornings, and I'm not planning on doing that. If you come in, welcome. Let me know who you are so I can talk to you. I want to see if I want a better way to read comments, and I want to see if I can get in on my own channel on my old phone. I'm subscribed to me. Here I am. Somebody say something. Now, I've got the sound turned off on this, so I can't hear. Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. Somebody say something to me. Well, let me see if I can say something to myself. Oh, you are. I'm not seeing comments. Why am I not seeing show comments? I'm not seeing the comments on here, but I'm seeing them here. Well, that's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Let's just leave this here. I need it up closer to me, though. Well, let me sit down. Welcome, everybody. I'm doing a test. I'm sitting down. I want to see. The reason I haven't been sitting down during my other streams is because I can't see the chats. And I stand up because I'm so afraid that I'm going to get disconnected, and I won't be if I sit down. I can't see if I get disconnected. So, let me just I thought I would just do a little play in my Childcraft magazine. Let's see who's come in. Eva, Carrie, Ian, hi Ian, and Social Butterfly, good morning. Ray, aloha. Ray, good morning, Ray. Nice to see you here. Carrie Thomas, Eva, you guys are all awake. It takes me a while to wake up after my Friday nights. Hi, Scotty. Scotty Allen. I just thought, this is kind of cool. Let's see what's happening here. I'm opening my book. I'm kind of trying to watch myself here. And, hi, Darlene. Good morning. I thought I'd do a little play in this. I was at the Daydreamer page. Daydreamer. Right here. All right, I'm there. I might be getting... And you rarely sleep? Oh, well, you know, I don't sleep as much as I used to because I'm inside a lot now. I'm not working, and when I worked, you know, I went, go, and I burned off all my energy, and I just don't think I burn off enough energy to feel tired anymore. I can't wait for spring to come. Ian says it's almost evening there. Ian, I read on Facebook, or was it on Facebook or in a chat, where you said you lost a tooth. And I said, ouch. Let's see. I think I'm just going to, I want to write Daydreamer on this page. I might be lagging a little bit over here on my phone. Let's see. I just want to put the title Daydreamer with I'm using a fine line paint applicator. I'm not planning on being on for a long time, but if this works, I might try this in my streams. And this is my Daydreamer page. I want to start doing some detail work on my pages, but I can't really do a lot of detail work while I'm standing up. So if this works with my old phone, you might see me doing my Friday Night Lives a little bit different. And this is my Daydreamer page. Anne says, rainy days are wonderful for sleeping. Yeah, I don't know where you, aren't you, Ann, are you in another part of the, are you in the States? I don't know where you're at. We've got snow here in Nebraska. Well, it's not really snow. We've got enough snow to cover the ground. It's kind of like I've probably less than an inch. There's white. But we've got that rainy drizzle. Freezing drizzle. Day, D-R-E-A. I'm just going to put daydream. I'm not going to get the ER on here. What should I put over here? Do you ever daydream at school when you should be studying? Sometimes grown-ups in offices daydream too. And then this is Edward Hopper's painting of a man in an office. And I think he was daydreaming at work. Oklahoma. Oh, so you're getting rain down that way. Yeah, we have a friend down in Texas who said, rain, 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 rain. So our southern states must be getting a lot of rain. Daydream. Okay, I want to see if I can't just doodle in this with my pen. I'm not going to do too much. Day, maybe on the M. I wanted to put something over here. Do you ever daydream in school? I don't know if I ever dreamed tornado watch where you are, Ray. Yikes, you must be in, what, are you in Alabama or Georgia? Lots of rain. I'm not, you know, those tornadoes happen when there's fluctuations between the cold air and the warm air, and they don't like each other. And that's why in the spring, because we have the winter still lingering on, and here I'm giving you a weather lesson, but I've heard this because I've lived in the Midwest all my life. You know, the cool air and the warm air clashes. And I imagine that's why you're seeing a lot of tornadoes where you are. Arkansas. Oh, Scotty, you're in Arkansas too? Okay. It's warmed up to a -3 in central Alberta, Darlene says. Brr. We're not in the low digits, Darlene. We're probably, I think when I woke up this morning it was like 19. So what am I going to put over here? I want something over here. Do you ever daydream in school? You know, I think I'll just doodle. Let's see. It's bricks. I don't want to mess up my bricks on here. I think I'll just draw a couple lines maybe. I just want to do something to kind of dress up these pages. And maybe, I always put lines around the borders. Oh, really? Man, that must be fun to have Shannon Green as practically a neighbor. Now see, this flips open. So I don't want to put a lot in there. Let's go down this way. I'm still wearing my top that I had from last night. This isn't after the show. This is an after the show stream. All right, I just push that up so I don't get it in my paint. And I'm just going to kind of just do some edge work over here. You know, I really do like these fine line paint applicators. They are one of my favorite tools to work with. And the more you work with them, the better experience you get with them. And I just put plain old craft paint. I go to Walmart and I buy 8 ounces of black. Well, you can get them in all colors, but I've started buying the 8 ounces of craft paint for like $2.50. And I really like the craft paint in my fine line applicators. Let's see. Ian says, -3, our average temperature in the summer. Yeah, Ian. You're going by what, centigrade? You always fool me with that centigrade stuff there. -3. Ian is in the UK and says, I need to find a crafting community. And, you know, are you on Facebook and Social Butterfly? Because there are a lot of good communities on Facebook. I would recommend My Creative Year. That is hosted by Gina Ahrens. It's just My Creative Year. I'm in that group and I just totally enjoy it. There's a lot going on. They keep you busy and interested, but they say you don't have to do everything. And I totally enjoy that. Cindy Seinzetter and Ian Jackson, Ann Williamson and Lisa Swank and Gina Aaron are the teachers over there. So you might try that. My Creative Year, yes. Oh, Darlene, okay. Crafting Mamas. Yes, Scotty Allen says Crafting Mamas is a wonderful supportive group. I would agree with that too. Shelley, is her last name Lynn? I'm just getting familiar with that group. She is a super nice gal. She's over in Hawaii. I would, Crafting Mamas, I would highly recommend that group. Yeah, check both of those groups out. I've had to kind of cut down on all the groups that I participate in. Some of them, I hate to say it, I feel like a lurker. But, you know, if you get involved in too much, you can't keep up with everybody, and then you start missing deadlines and making commitments that you can't keep. That's not good either. So I've kind of cut down on the group participation as much as I enjoy them. And swaps, I'm in a few swaps. I joined Aunt Beck's, I'm in Aunt Beck's Creations, AuntBecksCreations. You might check out her channel. She has a Facebook group and she's doing an inchy swap. In fact, I thought I'd work on that today too. I think that's about all I'm going to do to this. Maybe a few more dots up here. I was just going to come online to see if I could read. Now this phone, I started out at like 97% on my battery on here, and I'm already down to 82. It's not plugged in. Over here, it's not plugged in. I actually got a new phone because this phone is not holding the charge. I could put my charger in here, but it still goes down. So I don't know how effective this is going to be for a 2-hour live stream. But it's better than nothing, and if it goes down, I'm still going on my live camera. Well, I'll put a few more up in here. I feel like I need something up there. So I'm going to set this, maybe, no. And he flips open like this. This is my Daydreamer page. But now this is very wet. So what I do is I just take it and set it aside and let it dry. This has to dry. That paint is really thick. This has to dry for a couple hours. And after it dries, now when it dries, this craft paint does flatten a little. It's thick now. When it dries, the poofiness kind of goes down a little and flattens, but it still feels like it's very much embossed on here, and I really like that. There was something else I wanted to work on today. Well, actually, a couple somethings. I really do like that I can see my chat. I should have tried this long ago. I want to try, I'm in Aunt Beck's Inchy Swap. Now, ignore this side of the page. I was just experimenting with golds and yellows and bronzes. But this looks so pink to me. And the color that we're supposed to use is red. And it just does not look red to me. It looks pink. So what I thought I would do is, actually I could do a couple things, but I'm going to try this first. I am going to, not my Georgia clay, I have some Deco Arts Napa Red. And I'm going to put that over this metallic, and I'm going to let it dry. Maybe I'll put some red over here too. I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to try to put a wash of that red metallic back over it and see how that works. Let's see. Ian says, the CAC if you do YouTube. Yes, CAC is a Creative Arts Collaboration Group, and that's for creators that create YouTube videos. If you join that group, it's pretty active with just helping you through all the craziness of YouTube. Not only with helps and hints, but just supporting each other. Now this is a very thick paint, but now that's red to me. Well, that's really a dark red. It's not really a bright red, but I like it better than that pink. Let's just brush off up here. I've gotten so that when I do these when I have leftover paint on my brush, I brush it off on my drop paper, just so. Now I'm going to do that. This paint is really thick. Maybe I'll just I got a brush hair in there. I don't like those hairs. Come on, get out of there. Boy, it's stuck. I'm just going to kind of swirl it around with my finger to get rid of the brush strokes. Kind of smooth it out. I could do that same thing with a sponge. What did I do? I had a sponge out. It's gone now. But I'm going to go over this with a wash of that metallic anyway. My paint towel from last night has officially dried, but I do have some hand sanitizer here. See if I can't wash my hand off a little. Of course, wash it off and then see Okay, I guess I'm happy with that. I'm kind of happy with what's going on in here in chat. I am on YouTube daily, Facebook every so often. Adding your entries to my scavenger hunt journal, Meri. Oh, Ray! Yay, I made it into Ray's art journal. Thank you. Eva says, Meri, my craft table is a rainbow of color right now with my entries all over. Wow, cool, Eva. Ian says, oh, yeah, Ian, you give me that big hard word. Alizarin crimsonish. Yeah, it is, they call it Napa Red. It's Deco Art paint. But it's on the blue. It's a dark red. It's almost on, it's got that blue cool tones to it. I'm going to use my heat gun because I want it to dry before I put that wash. So sorry about the noise. I just want it to dry a little. Craft paint usually dries pretty fast. Anne says, I love metallic colors. Whoops. Yeah, I love that I can read my chat while I'm sitting down. And if I happen to drop the connection, that happens to me a lot, especially on Friday nights. If I drop the connection, I can see it on here, and then I can just jump up and reconnect it. Now I'm going to add a wash, I believe, of this metallic, and see if I can't give some shine to that without making it totally pink. Hold on a minute. Let's get some water on this. I'm just experimenting. Ew, I don't know if I like that or not. See the difference? I don't know. Yeah, you can kind of see the difference there. And this metallic, of course, with the wash makes a lot of bubbles. let's do this, and then I'm going to come back in and smush some of it off. Paper towels, where did they go? Here they are. The next thing, I did a reorg of my craft drawer the other day, video. I need to do a reorg of my, I don't have one of those fancy carts, art carts, but I do have a deco kind of kitchen cart, and I like it because it's right next to me. Hi, Patricia. No, this is not a new time. I am testing out. You can see over here is my phone. This is my old phone, and I'm actually seated. I'm testing out to see if I can read the comments on my old phone. Now, I kind of like that. So that pink is not so in-your-face pink, and the red is showing through. Let's dry it a little. I dropped my heat gun. Let's dry it a little. I do think I like this a lot better. And of course, after it's dry, I will be putting it into, I will be cutting it into inches for Aunt Beck's swap. Now, Aunt Beck did say, I have an orange. I'm not going to get it out. I have orange craft paint that I did last night. And Aunt Beck said that they do make an orange metallic. But I must either ignore it or not be on, it must not be on the shelf because I didn't know they made an orange metallic. But I only need about 5 or 6 inches out of this. So I'll probably cut them right in here. So that was a fun experiment. Oops, I got some red there. That's okay. Let's set this aside and let's see, I don't want to waste that paint, so I'm just going to turn it upside down and smush it on my drop paper here. This is actually the back of some watercolor paper that I've been working on. And I put it across my desk because I don't want to totally mess up what I'm doing on my desktop. But I'm going to have to go back in there anyway. But I just don't want to totally mess it up. But I'm thinking after I get this side all painty, I'm going to cut it up into art journal pages. Here, let me get this off. Here, let me put my paintbrush in the water. Hit this. Lift up my phone and flip this page over. This is the drop paper that I've been working on. It's upside down to me, but it's kind of messy. It's a messy drop paper. But I could see it be cut up into art journal pages and put in my creative year art journal. This would be fun. I could even make some tags out of it. But I want to, whoops, bumped my phone. I want to do art on this side too, or do art on here and let the scrap fall off on it. So, no, this is not a new time for me. Occasionally, I may hit a Saturday morning if I want to do something like test here. Usually, I only stream on Friday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, and by 10:30, I'm completely tired. I'm not one of these people that can go for hours and hours and hours of streaming. And by Saturday morning, I wake up and I catch up on all the emails, and people are sending me addresses from the giveaways. And so I make sure I save all those off so I have them. And I catch up on YouTube videos that I'm missing. You know what would be fun to do? What I want to do, and I don't know if I suppose I could do it here and turn my sound on, but I'm not going to. One of the next things that I want to do, and I'll probably do it in my creative year art journal, is Cindy Signs-Utter. She just put up a video on Pick-a-Stick. She does Pick-a-Stick once a month where she actually, you know, she has all the prompts on those little popsicle sticks and then she pulls them out. And I wanted to do it in January, and I saw it, I was going to do it, and then I got sidetracked. But I saw February, so I'm going, I've got to do that, and I want to actually film while I'm watching her video. And so I stopped watching the video so I could be surprised with the prompts. I don't want to know all the prompts until I actually hear them for the first time. So that's another project coming up. There's one more thing I want to do here, and let me get to it. What did I do with it? It's right across here. It's right to the left of me here. I worked in this book last night too. This is a journal from Gina B. Ahrens. She sent along a box. I should be choosing things out of that box so I can send it to the next person. But this was in a box of magazines and books that she didn't want anymore, so she's passing them along to some of her crafty friends. And I pulled this Somerset magazine that's based off of Dee Dee Willingham's reverse collage magazines. And actually, I must be pretty rough on these because this is not Gina's fault. I think Gina glued these together very nice, but the binding on the Somerset glue is splitting right in here. So I'm actually going to glue a piece of fabric across there, I think, like I did in one of my journals. So what I want to do here is I worked on not this page last night, but this is the top part of the page. It's Annalise. And last night in my live, I was showing it to the gals and said it reminds me of Ann Williamson when I look at this. It's an art doll. This is an art doll magazine. But the page that I worked on was this page last night. And I was going to draw keys on here. And do I have this bronze? Let's see, this is yeah. I think this is bronze paint in here in my fine line paint applicator. And I was going to draw some keys on here. But I think I'm going to outline these in black first. All this red that you see in here, this is actually Georgia clay. One of my favorite colors. Talking about it last night, Georgia clay. And then I have a little bit of this. It's called fawn, F-A-W-N. It's kind of like a tan. But I think what I'll do first is, and I'm just going to kind of squeeze this book open. I think I'll just draw, this is the quote that I chose. I think I'm going to, let me get to it over here. The first page I did a couple weeks ago, not last night, the night before last, was this page. Laurie Garrett Brown's Snow Pixie Dolls. And in the chat, I did the same thing that I did here with just the reverse collage. And then after chat, I added all these snowflakes in the quote. And I think that's the approach I'm going to take to this entire book. I'm going to do the reverse collage, add a quote, and come in and work with my fine line paint applicator. I think that's the approach I'm going to take. But sometimes, like when there's keys or objects on there that I can easily draw, I like to come in and add a little of my own artwork on the page. Let's see how this is working. Actually, paint is kind of thick. Oh, now it's coming out. This is metallic paint, and I think it's a little bit thicker than the crafts paint, so it's a little bit harder to work with. I'm just going to see if I can't draw a key. Now, this bronze metallic, this is Anita's paint. I get it at Hobby Lobby. And it dries thick, but it comes out really hard out of the fine line paint applicator, and when it dries, it's actually more shiny than it is when it goes on, in my opinion. I could be wrong about that. Right now, I've got a bright morning light. I've got a big picture window right in front of my desk in front of me. It looks out to the east, so I get a nice morning light. When the sun's shining, it's almost too bright. Let's see, I want to get inspired by these keys here. But this is going on really thick. Let's put a little, I kind of like that. Let's do another one, kind of right in here. Well, let's do a heart maybe. Can I do a heart in there? Sort of a heart. And bring it down. Okay, let's see. Hi, Aristi. I didn't see you come in. Welcome, Aristi. Aristi, this is a daytime chat. Aristi's been trying to get me to do daytime chats. And Aristi, I'm really just testing here. I'm not really, this is not going to be a regular thing for me. I might occasionally come on a Saturday morning. It really depends on what's going on for me. I kind of like just 2 keys there. Maybe I'll put another one, kind of rest it up this way. I think I'll make a kind of a heart out of it, like that. And let's aim the shanks of the keys that way. I kind of like that. Aristi says, hello, Meridel, how are you? I'm glad to see you live in a normal time for me. It's 7:40 there. Aristi is from Greece. I'm going to have to move this phone a little. Aristi is from Greece, and I understand that you folks on the other side of the world, I mean, we're in different time zones. And she's been trying to get me to go live during the day here, but my days are so unpredictable that I don't feel that I can be consistent with it. So I'm kind of, if I do a daytime live, it'll be an impromptu one like this one is, where I'm basically just checking my phone, which is now down to 71% of battery life. I'm going to outline this key, maybe inside of it. And when your paint is really thick like this, before you put it away, you want to be sure, if you have a fine line paint applicator and have really thick paint, I always put my cap on it. Let me get my cap. It's always hard to do in a live. And then be sure you you could even unscrew this and take it to a utility sink or wherever you wash out your art tools and clean them up. And be sure that you wash all of this out so it doesn't get clunky in there. And that will help keep those nozzles clean. So, and I just kind of take whenever I open it up too, when I close it up, especially if I have a thick paint, I just kind of take that little wire and off that cap and push it up and down to clean out the nozzle, to clear it out. I'm not done here. Let's see. What do I want to do? Maybe on the bottom. And maybe around the square here of her eyes. I like this bronze paint, and it does dry. In my opinion, it dries a little bit more shiny. I'm going to put a heart here. Maybe I'll put a couple hearts. See, I get started. I'm going to put a heart and, well, maybe another one. That one's not coming out too well. And maybe just one little one down here to make it down across the page. I like that. I'm not going to do any more to that. I'm going to do some black around the border. When you get live, yeah, my normal live stream on Friday nights is 7:30 on Friday nights is like 3 a.m. over in Greece. So I'm happy to see you, Aristi. Let's see, I'm just going to border this. Sometimes I just let the paint drizzle. Just let it drizzle. It'll drizzle in an irregular line, but that's okay. Now my choice is, do I want to separate these pages? And I don't think I do. And I'm just going to let it drizzle. And some people, when they see me doing this, say, Meri's decorating her cake again. And that really is kind of like what it is. But I love how the craft paint works in these fine line paint applicators. It's one of my favorite tools to work with. Just going to let it drizzle like that. And I think I'll leave it. And let's see. Now, I have to stand up. You're seeing this from a pretty far distance, so you're not seeing the page. Let me zoom in a little here. There. There. Isn't that a cool page? Now, after this is dry, I think I'll come back and pull that artist's name and credit the artist maybe over in here or maybe in this white or the tan portion there so that she'll be credited with her artwork. The doll artist is not my work. But that's the fun part of doing an altered book and doing this reverse collage. So, that's about all I wanted to do today. I wanted to come on and test. Now, I'm going to have to plug... the other thing I'm going to do here is... I was checking my screen. The screen is focused down here, and I actually lifted up my phone in my hand. My phone is at 69%, and somebody told me, go get another battery, have a spare battery. I go, why didn't I think of that? I don't think of those things, so I think I'm going to order a new battery, and I'm going to on Friday night, I am going to plug in the charger while this is going. I'm going to sneeze. But I don't think my charger will do that much good because I've noticed even while I have it going while I'm watching here, it loses its charge while it's on the live. So this phone, that's the reason I got a new phone, is this phone is slowly meeting its demise. I still use it to film with. I can still go on the internet with it. So I might just try this until I get another. Eva says 50% off coupon at Michael's today. Bye. I live at least 100 miles away from a Michael's, and that may be a good thing. Eva, have a good time. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. This was just an impromptu test. I wanted to test out to see if I could watch my own comments. So, thank everybody for coming, for showing up. It's good to see you all on Saturday morning. You all have a really good weekend. I'm going to go ahead and end the chat. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend.